Hey guys, it's Mrs. Garcia. This is Novel Unit Week 5. So we're going to be working on plot this week, specifically beginning, middle, and end. So this week you're going to finish your novel. So in order for you to even complete the activities for this week, you have to be done with your novel. And if you are not done, then you need to reach out to me and Mrs. Garza so we can figure out a solution for you so that you can complete this activity. And then the second thing is you're going to be talking about plot. You're going to do some slides over beginning, middle, and end. So just a couple of reminders. Make a schedule, specifically ELA on Mondays because that's when we have our tutoring days. We only have a couple weeks left. And this assignment, as well as the other assignment, which is your project, will be your last assignments for the 6 weeks. So make sure that you finish these up, turn these in, and then catch up on and turn in the work that you haven't completed for this novel unit, so that you can have those grades in before we have to submit final grades. Make sure that you're attending tutorings. Once again, there's only a couple weeks left, but we have tutorings on Mondays. And if you can't make it, then email us. We've been meeting with students outside of our tutoring time. So if you need that additional assistance, let us know. And then lastly, take responsibility for your learning and ask questions. So once again, we have a little picture in here that you can click on if you need help and you want to schedule a Zoom. So if you click this and then you click the link, it'll be a Google form that you can fill out to request Zoom tutoring with us. All right, so first things first, you're gonna watch a brain pop over plot. So in order to access it, you just click the picture and then you're gonna click the link. If it does not let you play the video, it says you have to sign in, then the login information is right here at the top. And also for this week, there's those audio buttons again that you can press to hear the instructions. So the after you've watched a brain pop, the next activity is a plot diagram. So you're gonna drag and drop the parts of the plot diagram to the arrow where they belong. So you'll just click them and then you'll drag them to wherever they belong. They should be easy to move like that, like so. That's not the correct answer, by the way, but just showing you guys how to move them. So you'll drag them where they need to be, and that'll be one of your grades for this week as well. So now we're gonna move on to beginning, middle, and end. And you're going to use your novel to complete these slides. And like I said, everything is a grade. So this first slide, you're going to type the title of your novel and the name of your author. So you'll click and then you should be able to type in it. So you'll type your title of your novel and the author. And then we're going to start with the beginning of your novel. So this all should be kind of review because we've gone through this several times. So who's your main character? One thing I want to point out to you guys is that you guys are not deleting the dots, and you need to because it's not a complete sentence. So you click in there, delete those dots, and finish the sentence with punctuation. Okay? And then the next one, what does the main character want? Where does the story take place? Another thing I want to point out is where it has insert main character's name. Make sure you highlight that and then delete it and type your actual character's name. Don't leave that here because a lot of you guys are leaving it like this and finishing the sentence and we don't know who you're talking about. Or you leave the parentheses and then it doesn't make it a complete sentence. So make sure you delete those. And then the last thing is, where did your story take place? So once again, back to setting. If you need a refresher on those, you did have assignments on those. You can look back at that as a review. Next is the middle of your story. So what happened in the middle of your story? What is your conflict? Your main conflict. So you'll delete this line here. Delete this line and then you'll finish out that sentence stem that says the main conflict is. And then down here, describe 2 important events that involve the conflict. So this is the conflict. When in the story do we see the conflict happening? So 2 different events where that conflict takes place. So in my story, the conflict is that Justice, who is my main character, is racially profiled while he is trying to help his ex-girlfriend. And so that's the first time I see the conflict. But from that stems other conflicts. And one of them is when his friends are making racially inappropriate jokes towards him. So I can use that one. And then there's another one where he gets racially profiled again with his friend Manny, and I can use that one. So just 2 different events that involve the conflict in your story. The next section is the end of your story. So, how was the conflict or problem solved? So, it says, was the main conflict solved? And you'll drag this pink circle to either yes or to no. And you'll leave it there. And then what, depending on which one you chose, so say I chose yes, then I'm going to answer this column. If I chose no, then I'll answer this column. You're not answering both columns because the answer is either going to be yes or no. And then you'll answer that. And if you need this part read to you, here's that audio button for you to read. But just remember that you're only doing one of the columns depending on which one you choose. And then the last thing is theme. So what is the universal, or universal means that it applies to everybody. So what is the theme or the lesson learned in your novel? And if you need a refresher on theme, there is a video which you have to watch anyway. So you'll get that refresher in there, but you'll click play and you'll drag these to their correct lines, and then you'll tell us what the theme is. But remember, the theme is the lesson learned. So in my story, one of the lessons is that wealth and privilege can blind people from what's actually happening. Or some people's may be, you take some, you give some. Or never trust a stranger. Whatever the case may be, what's the lesson learned in your story? What's going on in your story, and what was that lesson? But that wraps up this portion of your assignment for this week. And then once you're done with that, you'll turn that in and we will give you feedback on it. If you have any questions, just let us know, or make sure you attend this tutoring on Monday. Or if you can't, then reach out to us so we can schedule one with you.